olden days, this is a compound where the slaves were being kept. We call it compound Brazilian Barracoon. For majority of them, they are being taken to Brazil. Like Yoruba origin, and you see their traces up today in Brazil. Like there's a god among the Yoruba called Yemeja. They call him by the Yemeja, Eshu, Ezu, Yala Karakarage. That shows that they're Yorubas. And Barracoon means cell, dungeon, or storehouse. It's a Portuguese word where the slaves were being kept. We have total about 40 rooms in the compound, and 40 slaves in each of the rooms. But the government, then with the family of the man that owned the compound, and they should be two that will be seen soon. And this is the cenotaph of the man. He was captured at the age of 6 as a slave boy. And Abass was the first master that owns a slave. They later they sold it to a white man who took him to Brazil. William taught him how to read and write, but later gave him freedom. It was the same William that built the compound in the 1840s. In 1895, he became the Seriki Muslim of that. Seriki is a title among the Muslims. Because slaves have no identity. Slaves get their masters. That's why he chose to get the name of schoolmaster and the churches that he held. His own bad's name, before the military disappeared. Because they have no identity, they hear their master's name. Now, right at your back, this was some in the chain when they came, because the kind of money we spend, like tobacco, manila, and yellow salt. The Europeans said they don't want to do business with Africa without money. That they will have prepared to take. But Europeans give one umbrella, we give them 40 human beings as a slave then. And the same umbrella we are showing the vice president, he had back last year when he paid costly visit to the European. The kettle was given to the man by European friend. When he became the Seriki, when all the top hand has been crowning as Seriki, European gave him this, while the flag is what we to the Brazilians. Beats and mirror, I can say 2 slaves, you can say 3, you can say 4, 5, it depends how you bargain and negotiate with European. A bottle of whiskey, go for 10 human beings then. And we see have a bottle of 1873 from Vienna, Austria, inside the middle that go for 10 human beings. The long cannon gun go for 100 slaves, the shorter one 40 slaves. European give you a big gun, we give them 40 human beings as a slave. And we Africans, we use the gun and the cannon to attack ourselves and to demonstrate to self the European. We sold ourselves into slavery. Now, a ceramic bowl, we call it broken plate in the houses. European give you 1 plate, we give them 10 human beings as a slave. The 2 doors at the year since 1840s. When when they did for the 7 and the water inspection room. This is where the slave will be examined. That's the dark room where 40 were being stored. We are still going there. And this is a picture of the man called Seriki Williams Abass. After that he had education, we made a photocopy of his handwriting here. And this is him over here. This very umbrella that this slave boy was carrying on the head of. The same umbrella we are showing the Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo. This is the umbrella for 40 humans. And the umbrella was made of wood, bronze, silk, and cane. And it's so heavy. And as heavy as it is, just a man constantly have to carry it on the head of the master. If the umbrella dropped from the hand of the slave to the head of the master, the fanatic could be dead because slaves were referred to property. And them believe they can bring the life to their property. They use this one to bring the slave together. We call it covering yoke or ankle shackle. They put this at the ankle of the first slave, then the ankle of the second slave. They're now with their padlock here. And this thing was made of metal. It always put wounds around the ankle of the slave. Who cared because they were slave? The next day, you're going to put this on. This is called waist. The chain used to be 1 chain in those days. But because it's wearing out gradually, it's losing a weight. Any slave that is stubborn, they will tie it around the waist to calm the slave down. Now, this item number 7, they put this one inside the fire to write the name of the owner of the slave on the checks or the back. We call it branding because slaves stored here, they are owned by different owners. For identification, you have to brand your slave with this red hot iron. This chain here and the one over the wall over there were used to kill the slave. Later, when we enter the second cell, I'll tell you how they do the lynching of the slave with those 2 chains. Now, this one standing here is what we call chariot. That involves normally pool owned by this man called Seriki Abass. Any slave above 45C, they call them matrons. This is why they were examining. Let's see where you are thinking. If you are tall, please, you have to bend your head. You're welcome. Now that's rectangular shape for window, and that's what you give them ventilation. So imagine 40 able human beings constantly being kept here for 3 to 4 months. This is where they'll pee, pull, do a lot of things. Imagine the odor, the heat, and imagine how many of them will have died here. That's why when people come there, tell them, you are not here to catch fun, but you have to feel the pain. The people, the past that felt. And each of these ceramic bowl will go for 10 human. That's a 50 slave. That's the bottle I show you outside. If you look at the body, it's 1873. And that round object, we call it record. Today we use DVD and CD. We call it engine gramophone. And the gift given to him by the Brazilian, the Bradis, and the ketchup given to by the European. And some of the money we spent in cowrie shop. And because he was a Muslim, if he wanted to do his prayer, this where his water was being stored, soup, and his drinking pot. Now we watch it.
Oh. Brazilian slave or prison.
Please come in. You're welcome. So we are just showcasing this clothing on this local mannequin. The cloth is over 200 years of age. It was given to the man that owned the company with a Brazilian friend, and that's the moment to the point of no return. We call it single file, being a straight road to the point of no return. This is the building where Seriki Abass resided. The building collapsed in this one 1995, again 1847, and this is one of the door of the building. This man they want to capture as a slave. The man got knife and killed himself. Instead of me to be a slave, I would rather die. Similar thing happened in Georgia, in an island called St. Simon, in a Barracoon, where over 75 of the slaves set over their dead body to be a slave in another man's land. What they did, they killed their masters. 75 of them walked into the ocean and drowned themselves. They call the place Igbolandi up to date. Now, if the slave escaped, we are watching a movie called Django the Chain. You understand what I'm saying? 20 door, we go for any slave that tries to run away, and they devour the slave to both. Slaves bear their master's name. Some of them were so stubborn, they don't want to accept their master's name. They still want to retain the African name. The European will flog it out of them. And along the line, some of them were being struck to death. If a slave died, no case, because slaves are somebody's property. And these are some of the clothes. Seriki Abass Ashoke and Ashoke too that he used them. And that bricks, those are the bricks they used to be in the compound. We call them bombs. Brick, and these are some of the old days iron corrugated sheet is for the roofing. It's different from what we produce now. What we produce now, you get 20 of it out of this edible zinc, and up to there, you see some of this zinc on top of the roofing. And these are some of the children of Seriki Abass. And this chair used to be his realization chair. Then for someone to own this, show how wealthy he was in the trade. And this is called gallows. While we're in the first side, I introduce a chain to you over the wall, and the one sugar will be tied around the wrist of the men. The women turn up, and they'll be hung on gallows. They'll be here dying gradually. They're just trying to instill fear into other slaves, and as you see them, they never last a day till their death. This one happened in Dominican Republic around August 23rd, based August 23rd, when the slave, around 1791, when the slave were being led by a man called Toussaint Louverture, the massacre. They killed all the slaves, the white men, and got their independence. And later, the French came back, so then they should pay damages. We call it reparation. And they said they should borrow money from their hands to pay them, so they'll be paying later. And up to this, some say the reason why the Haitians were ported, they are still paying to the French colony. Now, there's some groups called abolitionists. So those who rise up and say these black people, they are human. They are not apes, not subhuman. We must stop the trade. When they put stop to the trade, we are tribulating for freedom, and there's nothing so beautiful to be a free man. Look at that small window. They also give another 14 man being taken. Now let's go to the last place. It's called, and that chamber serves as the service. We turn around, this is another compound. All the rooms in the compound today, they are all served. And this is the remnant, the building where the building collapsed in 1995, we are in 1847.
Oh, this was where his house was.
This room that the family did face today, they are all placed out in there. Not with this kind of bigger window, but with that smaller window I'll show you guy the other time. Now we call this thing Mausoleum, where he was buried when he died. He died 11 June 1919. So you're welcome. I don't know if you have any question. We have a page on Facebook that you can follow us up. Okay. Just type "We Are No Slaves." You bracket it with Cornerstone Talk. You can learn more on that. Or are we slaves?